School, and today we are going to deal with the third session for this chapter number 8, that is cell biology and biotechnology. And specifically, we are going to focus on transgenic and cloning activities, or we can say the techniques. So, here is our third session. Before we start, let's recall few things from our previous learning. Okay, which are those? Here you can see the structure of DNA, the double helical structure, and the basic parts like the base pairs, then the sugar phosphate backbone. Again, you can see the purines and pyrimidines over here. So you can just get an idea and recall the few things which are related to the DNA structure. It will help us to develop and understand the advanced concept that we are going to discuss or we are going to revise in this session. Yeah. So we are going to see that what is gene, what is genome, then again the concept of biotechnology, then the different diseases as well as the vaccines. Okay, so a few things little bit we know about it. Okay, we have heard somewhere or we have learned in our other chapters or in the last year. So like that, just try to recollect and uh, connect with the today's topic. Okay, so that is, let us see. First, we will see or we can understand the difference between the gene and genome, and simultaneously we'll get an idea what is gene and what is genome. A gene is a part of DNA molecule, whereas the genome is the total DNA in a cell. Okay. Then, hereditary gene is a hereditary element of genetic information, where all set of nuclear DNA is called as a genome. The all set of nuclear DNA and whatever the hereditary element of genetic information, what we call is a gene. Next, it encodes the protein synthesis. What encodes? The gene encodes the protein synthesis, whereas genome encodes both protein and regulatory elements for the protein synthesis. That means what? It helps in encoding the protein synthesis. Okay, or that codons, anticodons you must have learned, right? In transcription, translation. So here they encodes the both the proteins as well as regulatory elements for the protein synthesis. Okay, that means the regulatory, the control of on this and protein synthesis is also done by the genome. Okay, then again, gene. If we see the fourth point under the gene, it is the length is about a few hundreds of bases. Okay, and here the length of the genome of a higher organism is about billion paid pairs. Okay, how many billion base pairs? This is not bed, it's a base pairs. How many billion? Here, the fifth point is a higher organism has about thousand of genes, whereas in genome, each organism had only one genome. Okay, only one genome which contains the billions of base pairs. Okay, so I hope you must have understood the difference, or we can say the concept of a gene as well as the concept of genome. So my second concept, that is biotechnology, what we have enlisted in your previous knowledge. Since our last two sessions, we are continuously focusing on this particular definition or the concept, because the all the questions or we can say the concepts which are related to this chapter are going to going to revolve, or we can say going to be related with this concept. So you have to understand what is the concept of biotechnology very thoroughly. Okay. So even in open-ended questions, you will be able to write, okay, or you can develop your answers like short notes. Okay. So it will help you a lot. So the definition of biotechnology is based on biology, especially when used in agriculture, food science, and medicine. United Nations Convention on Biological Diversity defines biotechnology as any technological application that uses biological systems like living organisms or derivatives thereof to make or modify the products. Okay, please remember this, to make or modify the products. Okay, these two keywords should be there in your definition, or the processes for the specific use. Then, biotechnology is often used to refer to genetic engineering technology of the 21st century. So, it is nothing but a part of, or we can say we refer to the genetic engineering is nothing but the biotechnology. Next. Yeah, we'll see some various diseases. Here you can see some of the diseases that you have heard many times, like HIV, AIDS, hepatitis, smallpox, then dengue, malaria, okay, measles, then meningitis. Okay, that picture is given over there along with the name that will help you to understand that is which part of our body gets affected much. Okay, in that particular disease. Then you can see the rotavirus, pneumonia, okay, tuberculosis, rabies, then cholera, leprosy, plague. So these are a few of the examples that you can see under the various diseases. Okay, next. Here you can see some of the vaccines. The I will just read out a few like hepatitis A, hepatitis B vaccine. Then we have MMR vaccine, that is measles, mumps, and rubella. That MR vaccine, what we called it. Then we have other vaccines like DTFP, that is diphtheria and tetanus toxoids, and a cellular cirrhosis vaccine, which is absorbed. Okay, this is pediatric. DT is again diphtheria and tetanus toxoids absorbed. So these are just an extra information about the vaccines. Okay, then next concern is about the human health. The diagnosis and the treatment of the diseases are two important aspects of the human health management. Biotechnology helps to identify the role of a gene. Why we are studying about the human health under this biotechnology? So please try to understand and be focused. If any, okay, in disease of a person, diagnosis of diabetes and heart diseases has become possible even before the onset of symptoms with the help of biotechnology. See, the great help from the biotechnology that even the onset of the disease through the various techniques, or we can say the tests which have been developed under the biotechnology, we can get an idea about the diabetes and the heart diseases. Okay. Then diagnosis of the diseases like AIDS, dengue can be done within few minutes. Hence, treatment can be done at the earliest. Various medicines are used for the treatment of diseases. For example, the hormone insulin is used in treatment of diabetes. Earlier, insulin was being collected from the pancreas of horses. However, nowadays, due to biotechnology, the insulin can be prepared with the help of bacteria. We are going to see the manufacturing of this insulin in our later slides. Okay, so for this purpose, the human insulin gene has been inserted into the genome of bacteria. We have just learned about what is gene and genome. Then various vaccines and antibiotics are also produced in the same way. Okay, so let us go for the next here. As we were discussing about the heart disease as well as the diabetes, so first let us understand what are the different causes of the heart disease. Okay, and which will be like biotechnology make it at ease to to get an idea about the do we have the heart diseases or not. Okay, before even before the onset of that disease. So here some of the causes like smoking, obesity, high blood pressure, diabetes, certain infections, and sometimes these diseases can be hereditary. That is, genetics is one of the cause. Next. Heart attack symptoms. Men and women may experience some common symptoms, but there are some differences. So, in women, most probably the nausea and vomiting, jaw pain, and back pain you can observe. Whereas in men, the chest discomfort, arm pain, and shortness of breath. Okay, these are some of the symptoms. Now, how we can go for the diagnosis? The diagnosing heart diseases with the help of, first of all, a physical exam, then imaging like chest X-ray and CT scan, cardiac catheterization, then the blood test and electrocardiogram, that is ECG or EKG, then exercise stress that is on the treadmill, and echocardiogram, that is ultrasound of the heart. So if you have a question like, can I go for this test? Yes, definitely, for diagnosing the heart diseases. Next, one more disease that we are going to discuss over here, that is AIDS. Causes like the agent is a HIV virus from mother to fetus, that is during the pregnancy, labor and delivery, and the breastfeeding, then blood transfusion, sexual transfusion. Risk factor like advanced maternal disease, then high maternal viral load, prolonged rupture of membranes, vaginal bleeding, and during the breastfeeding. These are the high risks. Early symptoms like CD4 plus cell count drops below 500 cells per MCL, then persistent unexplained fever, drenching night sweats, chronic diarrhea, headaches, fatigue, then lymphadenopathy, and recurrent of the localized infection, neurological manifestations. So these are some of the symptoms. Types of HIV diagnostic tests. How can you tell? See here in that picture, you can see that conversation. How can you tell if you have HIV? You can't rely on the symptoms to tell if you have HIV. The only way to know for sure is to get tested. Okay, because we have seen the symptoms, okay, but you should know some of the diagnostic tests also. HIV antibody test like serology, then viral antigen test P24, viral isolation and culture, then viral DNA PCR. These are some of the diagnostic tests for HIV. Yeah, we were discussing about the production of the insulin. Here, these are the steps. Okay, the human cell, uh, from there we get the insulin gene, and it is then recombinant with the plasmid, which is taken up from the bacteria, and you get that recombinant plasmid. That is the new combination, right? Recombinant. So recombinant plasmid, from that you get the transgenic bacteria, because now what we have done, we have introduced the insulin gene from the human cell, right? So that's why it is a transgenic bacteria. Okay, we get that bacteria and we grow that in a culture. That means what? Under the laboratory conditions, that is we call it as a in vitro, okay, provided with the required material, that is nothing but the nutrients which are required for that particular bacteria to grow, as well as the conditions like temperature and others, okay, that has been provided in the laboratory conditions, that is in vitro, and from these bacteria the insulin is extracted. That is the last step. Here you can see the extracted insulin. Okay, so in between you can take these screenshots. It will be easy for you to understand, as well as you can draw a few of the diagrams wherever it is necessary in your paper. Definitely it will add on the you can say few things to your presentation. Okay, whenever it is necessary, it is not completely required. Okay, then vaccines and vaccination. Vaccine is the antigen which is containing the material given to acquire either permanent or temporary immunity against a specific pathogen or disease. Traditionally, vaccines were prepared with the help of pathogens. Completely or partially killed pathogens were used as vaccines. Okay, so what we used as a vaccine, the completely or partially killed pathogens. However, due to this, there were chances of contracting the disease in case of some person. Hence, as an alternative, scientists tried to artificially produce vaccines with the help of biotechnology. So, for this purpose, scientists produced the antigen in laboratory with the help of gene isolated from the pathogen, and it is used it as vaccine. Thus, the safer vaccines are being produced. Here you can see. Now, proteins which act as an antigen are injected in a pure form instead of injecting the killed or semi-killed pathogen. Okay, instead of that pathogen, what is now injected? The protein which acts as an antigen. These proteins keep the person away from the disease by keeping the immune system active. Thus, injecting the antigen is safe way in vaccination. Then vaccines produced with the help of biotechnology are more thermostable and remain active for longer duration. For example, vaccines of polio and hepatitis. Now, how these vaccines are produced? Before this, we have seen the production of insulin. Now, we will talk about how these vaccines are produced. Okay? First of all, in a cell culture, then we inoculate the virus, okay, production seed, then virus production seed, okay, not that actually the pathogen, the virus product, that is a production seed. After this virus, it is inoculated, then it is harvested, okay, then it is harvested and taken it in the form of bulk, and then this bulk production is subjected to the purification with the certain techniques like centrifugation, filtering, dialysis, chromatography. See, these are some of the techniques through which the purification of that content of, or we can say of that material, has been done in the laboratory. Okay, then adding the to this purified, we can say the purified material or with that content, it is added the bulking agent, then adjuvants, stabilizers and preservatives. Okay, so the proper formulation has been done, then the filling of that material which is already purified and formulated, then it is subjected to the inspection, then a proper labeling and packaging, and after this packaging it is ready for the distribution as well as the administration. Admin, what administration? That means putting I mean giving these vaccines to the masses, that means to the people. Okay, next we'll see one more concept like edible vaccines. Work on production of edible vaccines is in progress, and presently potatoes are being produced with the help of biotechnology. Why potatoes? That we will see. These potatoes are called as a transgenic potatoes. You have to remember these examples, okay? Then these potatoes will act against bacteria like Vibrio cholerae and Escherichia coli. Consumption of these raw potatoes generates the immunity against the cholera and the disease caused due to E. coli, that is Escherichia coli, E. coli. What will happen if these potatoes are cooked for consumption? Let us see. First of all, we will see how do we get the transgenic potatoes. First of all, the isolation of the desired gene from the human pathogen. Okay, it is subjected to the transgenic plant virus. Then the next step is a virus infects the pieces of the potatoes leaves. Then entire plant is to develop from the leaf pieces containing gene of human pathogen, and then it is consumption of the raw potatoes helps to develop the immunity against that pathogen. That means now that pathogen is naturally present in those potatoes. Why? just because of this isolation of the desired gene from the pathogen, human pathogen, and it is transgenic plant virus. And it is injected into what? The transgenic plant virus. Okay. And so the whoever will consume these potatoes will be immune against those pathogens like Escherichia coli. Next, why we should use potatoes for the edible vaccine? Here is your answer. Potato allergies are very rare. Okay. Then potatoes are very popular source of carbs for many people around the world and are found in many everyday foods, including French fries and chips. So the potatoes have successfully been genetically engineered to express the antigen for the hepatitis B virus. Okay, so that's why this potato that we can use as an edible vaccine. Now, candidates of the edible vaccines, not only the potato, we have many of the examples here enlisted in front of you. Potato was the first major system to be used for the vaccine production. Please remember, is the first, we can say, the vegetable or this potato was used as a major system. Okay, is a major system. Then first like potatoes, bananas, then we have tomatoes, lettuce, carrot, rice, wheat, corn, peanuts, and the soya. Okay, these are the examples. Remember, I'm going to ask you at the end of the session. Next, the treatment for this. Biotechnology is useful for the production of the hormones like insulin, somatotropin, and blood clotting factors. So again, not only just for the production of the vaccines or the diagnosis of the diseases, it is also useful in a treatment in general. The treatment of some of the diseases, like again, it is like enlisted for the diabetes, like producing the hormones like insulin, then somatotropin and the blood clotting factors. Biotechnology helps in producing the interferons also. Now, what is interferons? This is a group of a small size protein molecule used in treatment of viral diseases. These are produced in blood. Okay. However, nowadays, with the help of biotechnology, the transgenic E. coli are used for the production of interferons. Okay, remember this. Next, growth hormone. In a previous slide, you have seen that the somatotropin word. So it is related to this growth hormone. So the growth hormone is also called as a somatotropin. Okay. Also the known as human growth hormone. In its human form, it is a peptide hormone that stimulates the growth, cell reproduction, and the cell regeneration in humans and other animals. It is thus important in human development. Next, somatotropin. Here you can see how it acts. Okay, where it is produced, and then it it is how it is coordinated with the other parts of our body, or we can say the organs of our body. Okay. Next, uh, interferons belonging to the large class of proteins known as the cytokines. Molecules used for the communication between the cells to trigger the protective defense of the human system that help to eradicate the pathogen. Okay, that is the main function. That is, it helps to to strengthen the immune system, that protective defenses of the immune system, and that helps to eradicate the pathogens. Like interferons are named for their ability to interfere. This interferon name has come from the word, the basic word, that is interfere. With what? With the viral replication by protecting the cell from the virus. Next, gene therapy. The biotechnology is also useful in a gene therapy. Gene therapy to treat the genetic disorders in somatic cells has become possible due to biotechnology. For example, phenylketonuria arises due to genetic changes in the hepatocytes, that is in liver cells. It has become possible to treat it with the gene therapy. This method is called as a somatic cell gene therapy. All the cells except sperms and ova in the body are called as a somatic cells. Then, what is phenylketonuria? Phenylketonuria, also called PKU, is an inherited condition where the body cannot break down certain foods. Normally, the liver make many enzymes like proteins that break down the substances such as phenylalanine. So phenylalanine is important for making their proteins which are needed for normal growth, and it is found in many foods such as meat, poultry, fish, egg, milk, cheese, beans, nuts, and seeds. Next, cloning. Cloning is the process of generating a genetically identical copy of a cell or an organism. Cloning happens all the time in nature. In biomedical research, cloning is broadly defined to mean the duplication of any kind of biological material for scientific study, such as the piece of DNA or an individual cell. See, before this, we have talked about the transgenic uh, vegetables like potato. Okay, the in the form of that edible vaccine. Then we have seen about the production of insulin and various other vaccines. The general process of vaccine production, the process of producing the vaccine. Now we are talking about the new concept, that is the cloning. Cloning is what? It is a process of generating a genetically identical copy of a cell of that organism. Genetically identical copy. Remember, reproductive cloning. First, we'll see the reproductive cloning is defined as the deliberate production of the genetically identical individual. Each newly produced individual is a clone of the original. Monozygotic, that is identical twins, are the natural clones. Thus, cells from the two clones have the same DNA and the same gene in their nuclei. Remember this. So, thus the cells from the two clones have the same DNA and the same gene in their nuclei. So that's why it is called as the example. A natural example is what? The monozygotic, the identical twin. Okay, it is the example of natural clone. Here, somatic body cells with the desired gene. Okay, it's taken. Then that nucleus is fused with the denucleated egg cell. So the egg cell is taken. The nucleus is taken out. So that's why it is that cell, the yellow cell you can see. It is called as a denucleated. That means does not have the nucleus. Okay, it is fused with the somatic body cell, the nucleus, and then it is subjected to the cloning. Okay, so we have two types of cloning, like reproductive cloning and therapeutic cloning. In reproductive cloning, what we do, the clone which is developed is subjected to the surrogate mother. That is a reproductive cloning. And in therapeutic, their clone is subjected to the laboratory condition. That means it is subjected to the tissue culture technique. Okay. So here is your therapeutic cloning. The stem cells can be derived from the cell formed in a laboratory by the union of somatic cell nucleus with the enucleated egg cell. Just now we have seen in the form of diagrammatic presentation. Now, various diseases can be treated with the help of these stem cells. Similar to cells, genes can also be cloned and millions of copies of the same gene can be produced. So those can be used for the gene therapy and other purposes. Then controlling the inheritance of the hereditary diseases, continuation of the generations, enhancing the specific tendency may become possible due to the cloning technique. However, there is a worldwide opposition to the human cloning on various issues. Okay, here you can see about how the cloning is done. Very easy to understand. Okay, here the fibroblast, it is a type of that cell is taken. This is enucleated human cell oocyte. Okay, then the reconstructed embryo, which is subjected to the cell division by blastocyst, and then we have the embryonic stem cells. Okay, in vitro differentiation has been taken, and it will be developed into the required material, like required organ. Here we have the required cell like a muscles. Okay, has been developed. Here you can see cloning in detail. Gene therapy is an experimental technique that uses the gene to treat or prevent the disease. In the future, this technique may allow the doctors to treat the disorder by inserting a gene into a patient's cell instead of using the drugs or the surgery. That is what we call gene therapy. Now, gene cloning. Techniques for the gene cloning enable the scientists to prepare the multiple identical copies of the gene-sized pieces of DNA. Most method for the cloning pieces of DNA share certain general features. Here, the few features are given. That's okay. Uh, okay, we'll see the next slide. Yeah, the dolly. The peeking into the history, this example is very important. Now you just remember, a sheep dolly was born in Scotland by cloning technique on 5th July 1996. Nucleus from the udder cell of the sheep of Queen Dorset variety had been introduced into enucleated ovum of the Scottish sheep. Then the ovum was allowed to develop in the uterus of the Scottish sheep. That is reproductive cloning. Okay, and thereby the dolly had been born. It was showing the characters as per the chromosomes in the nucleus, and any characters of the Scottish sheep was not visible. Okay, next we'll see the industrial products and wide biotechnology. The application of this biotechnology, various industrial chemicals can be produced through the less expensive processes through this biotechnology. Wide biotechnology, the use of biological methods to optimize the industrial process applied by the manufacturers of the laundry detergents, then includes the research for the new enzymes and enzymes that work under the extreme conditions. And this often entails the modifying the enzymes of microorganisms for this processes. Next. Here you can see the wide biotechnology, like industrial biotechnology, which is apply the technology to improve the food quality. See what are the we can say the applications of industrial biotechnology, role in food processing, then development of the new processes of higher production, development of the new vaccines. Then we have medicines and role of beverage industry, role in beverage industry. Again, the products enlisted over here. We'll see next is the environmental biotechnology. Environment and biotechnology. Let us understand. It has become possible to solve the environment related various problems with the help of biotechnology. Microbial techniques are already in use for the treatment on sewage and solid waste. Sewage is rich in organic matter. If such sewage is released in natural water bodies like the river, the organic matter in it gets oxidized with the help of dissolved oxygen. And due to this, the level of the dissolved oxygen in the water decreases, adversely affecting the aquatic life. As a remedy on this, the sewage should be released into the rivers only after the oxidation with the help of microbial technique. Okay. Uh, Next. Environmental biotechnology deals with the decontamination of environmental components, production of chemical biosensors, pollution prevention, and waste minimization. Okay. Next is bioremediation. Here you can see the bioremediation, the concept. Bioremediation is the use of microorganisms metabolism to remove the pollutants, toxic waste found in soil, water, and air, etc. Bioremedy, that means we are finding out some remedies, okay, to minimize that pollution. It is the phenomenon of the biological transformation of organic compound by living microorganism. It involves conversion of complex organic molecules to simpler ones. Other names like biotreatment or biorestoration is also known as a bioremediation. Next, food biotechnology. Okay, let us understand what is a food biotechnology. Food biotechnology is the evolution of a traditional agricultural techniques such as crossbreeding and fermentation. It is an extension of the type of food development that has provided the nectarines, then the tangerines, and the similar advancements. Next, what are the benefits of biotechnology? Like medicines, then veterinary, then the biofarming, environment, agriculture, food products, and industry and manufacturing. Last concept is the DNA fingerprinting. DNA fingerprinting, the DNA sequence of each person is unique as that of the fingerprints. Due to this, identity of any person can be established with the help of its available DNA. This is called as DNA fingerprinting. It is mainly useful in a forensic sciences. Identity of the criminal can be established with the help of any part of its body found at the site of crime. Similarly, the identity of father of any child can be established. This research is performed in the Center for DNA Fingerprinting and Diagnostic at Hyderabad. So here are a few questions. Okay, those who know, please unmute yourself. You can raise your hand. Madam will unmute. So my first question is give examples of edible vaccines. Yes, students, raise your hands. Yes, Ruchika. Examples of edible vaccines.
Potato.
Yes. Next. Only potato.
Banana. Potato, bananas.
Yes, yes. Try to recall few more examples. Others can also try. Yes. My next question is define food
Soybean,
biotechnology.
tomato.
Yes, yes, right. Soybean, tomato. Yes. Good. Now the second question is define food biotechnology. Why do we use the food biotechnology? Or we can just give me the definition of food biotechnology in your own words. By food biotechnology, or we can say define the food biotechnology. Yes, anyone, raise your hand. What is food biotechnology? You can give answer in your own words. I will make some corrections. No problem. Anyone? Yes, Ruchika. Yes, students. Yes, Sonal. Ruchika, you can mute yourself. Sonal, unmute yourself. Aryan Pawar. Sonal Kanogia.
Technology is a branch of food science that deal with the production, prevention, quality control, and research and development of the food products.
Okay. Or we can say the food biotechnology is an evolution of a traditional and agricultural techniques such as crossbreeding and fermentation. So you have given a wonderful definition. Very good. Now the next one is a third question. Give two applications of DNA fingerprinting. What we can identify. Okay, how this DNA fingerprinting help us to come to the conclusion. Like give two examples to explain that. Yes, anyone? Raise your hand. The applications where it is useful. Ruchika, do you know the answer? Others, it is a very simple question. Even you can raise your hands. Try to give the answer. I hope all are there. Yes. Why this DNA fingerprinting is useful? Yes, two participants have raised their hand. Let me see.
Ma'am, at forensic reports.
Yes, Sonal. And in forensic science, yes, definitely it is useful. The one more example, which is given at the end of that paragraph. Yes. Which hormone is required? Yes, anyone? Raise your hand.
Unmute yourself, beta.
Yes, who's this? Let me see the new student. Oh, yeah, Monu. Tell me, which hormone is required?
Insulin.
Yes, you're right. So, see, in this particular session, or we can say the unit, you have to focus more on, like, the various techniques which have been given in our textbooks, because these are the applications of the biotechnology. Okay, here you can see, though others, please unmute yourself. Students, please unmute, sorry, mute yourself. Mute yourself, all of you. Yes. Now just try to remember, like, you have to focus on certain concepts of this unit, as well as the like what I was saying about. Yeah. So whatever the applications of this biotechnology, you have to remember, because you may get the questions based on like, the questions like short notes. Okay, then it will be helpful to write these answers. Okay, it will be very easy for you to tackle those answers. You can write very nicely. Okay, as well as the examples are over there, can come in a objective type questions like odd man out or the fill in the blanks. Okay, so this is all about it. And in this way, we have end up with the session. Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, I have done with